Welcome back to my channel. I'm James, and today we're going to be reviewing one of these classic Christmas movies from 1942. And this is really one of those great classics that I've dived into and watched dozens of times over the years. So I'm excited to announce we're going to deep dive into Holiday Inn, the brand new 4K Ultra HD release from Universal Studios. Now, this is one of those films that a lot of people reference White Christmas all the time, and I do like White Christmas as well, but I think Holiday Inn has a really good musical number and score behind it as well, with some great dance numbers, and then obviously the acting is really good in it as well. I think Fred Astaire is really good in it. Now, the thing though is it better than White Christmas? No, I agree that I do like White Christmas better than Holiday Inn, but I wouldn't want to get rid of Holiday Inn. I do enjoy Holiday Inn for a different reason. Now, this new 4K release, I'm going to go through and do my side-by-side image comparisons between this 4K and the original Blu-ray release to show you what the quality of this actually is and if this is actually worth buying or if you should keep your original Blu-ray release. And then at the end, I'll always wrap it up with my review score that lets you know how this compares to hundreds of other 4Ks I've exclusively tested and reviewed here on my YouTube channel. Now to start off with, we're going to be touching on here the 2014 Blu-ray release first. Now I've had this for several years and my wife and I have enjoyed watching this every Christmas. And as far as a Blu-ray release goes, the downsides that were in it was there were some digital noise, slightly softer of an image, but not horrible altogether. It actually was a very decent and well done Blu-ray release. And they'd originally gone back to the original 35mm film elements to create this Blu-ray release. So it is one of those things that, to be honest with you, with this black and white film, they had to do a lot of work to top what they already had on a good Blu-ray release from before. Now getting into the 4K Ultra HD side of it, as you're noticing those images above, these are always the native images pulled from these discs. What that always means is without all the things your TV can do to kind of change contrast or colors and pump those way up, these are the native images that you see above always pulled directly from these discs, just like with the Blu-ray. Now, the things you're probably noticing right off the bat with this is that as far as the 4K versus the Blu-ray, you're not noticing night and day difference with a lot of these transfers I've talked about recently. And there's a lot of things I discovered when I went through all my testing on this that kind of affect some of that. Now this is a native 4K 2160p. Now this new 4K was created from a new 4K scan of the original 35mm film elements. So like I talked about just a little while ago about with the Blu-ray, they did a similar thing, but obviously not a 4K scan for the Blu-ray. They did go back and do a new 4K scan for this to get off of the original 35mm film elements. And it does increase the details you'll see in the actual image itself. So you do notice more film grain in it than you did on the Blu-ray, though I will say it's not night and day again on that side, it's just you will notice more of it. Now, talking about that digital noise I was talking about that was on the Blu-ray originally, because this does show the film grain a little bit more, and because that digital noise doesn't work well with film grain sometimes, you do notice some of those scenes, especially at the beginning when Fred Astaire is first getting to the nightclub and the snow is coming down. If you look over at the billboard that has snow on it, the one he wipes off with his hand after he gives the kids a tip and then gives Santa a tip, you'll notice that that billboard has a bunch of digital noise going on it at all times. Now, if you put in the original 2014 Blu-ray release, you'll notice that as well, but not as heavily because the film grain isn't as heavy on the Blu-ray release as it is on this new 4K. So that's where I would say it's a downside for this 4K Ultra HD release, just that digital noise is more present and noticeable now because of the snow with the film grain and then causing that digital noise in certain areas. And I did notice throughout the film, whenever it is snowing, you will notice some digital noise and slight blocking throughout the scenes. It was present on the Blu-ray, but it's a little bit heavier and more noticeable because the film grain is more noticeable and heavier on the 4K Ultra HD release. So in that side, it was kind of a little bit more of a downside on the 4K Ultra HD than what I noticed on the Blu-ray. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to go down, give this video a like and a thumbs up for me, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. We have a goal for this YouTube channel to get it to 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. We're going to be really close, and the only way I can do it is if you go down there, give this video a like and a thumbs up for me, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Now, this is in the aspect ratio of 1.35 to 1. It's the same as the Blu-ray, so there wasn't any changes on that as far as that goes. Though I will touch on another negative. Now, on this new 4K Ultra HD release, it does not contain the colorized version that the Blu-ray release has on it. I'm kind of baffled by that as well, because I understand that it was a bonus that they gave us the colorized version with the black and white version in this Blu-ray release. But if you already gave it to us on that, why not include it in the new 4K Ultra HD edition that's supposed to be the ultimate release of Holiday Inn? Why not give it to us in this, even if it's not on the 4K disc, at least put it on the Blu-ray? Bad news is it's not on the Blu-ray either. Now, the new Blu-ray in here is the new scan they did. They did not put this old Blu-ray in there. So it is a new Blu-ray that's in this new set, not this old Blu-ray that was from 2014. So I do give Universal props for putting the new scan onto the Blu-ray, so that way you do get that and it is a new Blu-ray, but they cut out the whole colorized version from the 2014 Blu-ray. So to be honest with you, if you own this previous Blu-ray release, you're going to need both of these. That way you get all of the options for Holiday Inn, that you're not going to want to lose this one or sell this one. If you want to watch the black and white one, this image does look slightly better than obviously the Blu-ray does, though it exasperates some of those other things I was talking about a little bit more. But you'll want to hold on to this release because this has the colorized version, and this is the only way to watch the colorized version. So kind of just baffled me a little bit with that decision. I mean, really, I thought Universal had been doing a great job recently, and some of the things that I found on this just kind of really surprised me that they didn't catch them or do a little bit better of a job on it. Now, this does have English DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 mono mix on it. It's the same mix that was on the previous Blu-ray release. To be honest with you, I didn't notice anything different between either of them, between the Blu-ray or the new 4K Ultra HD or the Blu-ray that's in this set. The audio options sounded almost identical between all of them. I really couldn't hear or notice anything different at all on that aspect either. Now, subtitle-wise, you do get English, French, and Spanish on this release, so those are your subtitle options. Now, talking about some things on the audio between this release and the previous one. They both contain some slight audio delays and audio lags throughout the film. Those are based on due to the original film elements, is my understanding. They're very, very brief, very, very slight. And there's only a few instances throughout the movie where you'll just kind of notice that when they tap their shoes, it comes like a split millisecond after, or they'll be talking, their mouth will move in just a split millisecond. And they're very brief and only a few throughout the movie, but those same audio lags, audio delays are present on the 4K Ultra HD and the Blu-ray in this set. So that's another thing that you don't get a one-up on either one of them. They both contain those same things throughout it, but that's due to the age of the film being from 1942 as well. My understanding is that's present on the original film elements as well. Now, if after you get done watching this review, you do decide you want to pick up the 4K Ultra HD release or you want to pick up the original Blu-ray release, I will always have the links posted down in the description section and pinned as a comment in the comment section below. Those take you straight out to Amazon. I've made it nice and easy for you. When you click on those links, they're on sale for the same prices everywhere. They don't ever cost you even a penny extra to click on those links, but those do help to support this YouTube channel and the creation of these videos just a little bit. So make sure if you do decide to pick up either the 4K Ultra HD or the Blu-ray release, make sure to click through those links down below. That does help out this YouTube channel. Now, talking about the film grain, like I kind of mentioned previously at the beginning here, the film grain is quite a bit more present on this. Because you can see it more present on the 4K because it's a native 4K, you do get where you see quite a bit more of the fluctuations in the film grain than what you saw on the Blu-ray before. But that's mostly due to the fact of that the fluctuations were there on the Blu-ray, but it just wasn't as heavy with the film grain because of the scan they did and it being a 1080p versus a native 4K. So again, that's where there's some slight differences as well, where you do get more detail in the image. You can see more detail in their faces and clothing and things like that. But you do get more fluctuations, you'll notice, on the film grain because that film grain is more present. They could have done a little bit more work on the film grain as well to not basically get rid of it with DNR, but you could have done some more things to keep the instabilities and the fluctuations with the scan, especially with the restoration. especially knowing how good of a job they did with those Christmas classics that I recently reviewed. If you haven't checked out that review yet, that's a great release by Universal Studios, and I've done a bunch of the Christmas 4K releases that have come out. This is actually the last one of the releases that has come out that I'm doing this review on. I did all of the previous, I think it's 9 other titles. I've already done those reviews, but those are all available here on this YouTube channel. I have them in a Christmas playlist as well. So if you want to check out those, they're available for you to watch right now here on this YouTube channel. So those are all available. But as far as this one goes, it could have done a bunch more work on it, especially like what they did with the Christmas classic specials. I know that they could have done a better job with that as well. Now, touching on the HDR10 on this, it's very underwhelming. And what I mean by that is it just lacks punch, and it doesn't have really good inky blacks or brilliant whites. It's very, very light. I mean, the HDR10 and the HDR implementation they used on this is a very light, I consider it a one pass over. So it does look better than the Blu-ray release in those instances, and I did appreciate the HDR10 on this, but it's not reference quality, it's not amazing quality, it's not outstanding, it's just decent HDR. It's one of those, you can slightly see the difference. It looks slightly better, like you're noticing those images above. It does have slightly better pop to the image, but it's not outstanding. It's just literally a little disappointing because the quality of this could have been so much better if they would have spent more time working on the HDR, the image, the fluctuations, all those different things I'm talking about. Those are things that I really felt like should have been worked on better by Universal for this release. Now, showing you what you get in this, I really did like this slipcover. It has like some embossed snow on it with some reflective like coating on it. I thought the slipcover was great. I really liked how they went the extra mile to add that on it. I like how it says Holiday Inn on the side. You do get a digital copy from Movies Anywhere on here. Talks about your special features. Keep in mind on this though, this is missing the colorized version. So in a sense, it is missing special features that were present on the previous Blu-ray release. Kind of a no-brainer why they didn't just include that in there anyways. It's not even on the Blu-ray. So again, kind of one of those things that Universal kind of let us down in that sense as well. Now, when you get inside here, you do get 2 different colored discs. So I do like how they put different artwork on it. Makes it easy to see. I do like the 4K disc artwork on this. This is your Blu-ray disc. As far as the disc goes, they are both region free, so you won't have any issues playing them anywhere worldwide. And I did like that they put the artwork on this one. I did think that was one up that was over the previous Blu-ray release, because the previous Blu-ray release's artwork was kind of just dull and bland. Now, getting to the rough average bitrate for this. Going through the rough average bitrate, it had a very healthy and very strong rough average bitrate of roughly 83 megabits per second, which is a very good job by Universal on the bitrate. Now, the disc for the 4K is a BD66, and there was plenty of room for the content because of the length of the film and everything. So they didn't overcompress it, which is obviously evident by that high bitrate. But the image just wasn't worked on enough to really make this just an outstanding release. So getting to my review score for Holiday Inn here, this gets an okay 7.9. And that's where it falls. It's a 7.9. It's decent. It's okay. It's not amazing. It's not going to knock your socks off. If you've never seen Holiday Inn before, then I would say buy the 4K because it is like a 10 to maybe on the high end 20% upgrade in image quality over the Blu-ray before. Just keep in mind all those limitations. You're still going to have those fluctuations that you'll see more on this. So that's where I said that 10% upgrade, maybe it really only falls in that 10% upgrade truly when you take away all those things that are more noticeable and evident on it. And that's where, again, it comes to that 7.9. When I sit down and compare these to all the hundreds of other 4Ks I've tested and reviewed over the years, I have a chart that I can go through and see, okay, what does it compare image? What does it compare HDR? What does it compare sound quality? And the thing is your sound quality was the same as what you had on that Blu-ray anyways. So you're really only getting small increases in image clarity and details and things like that. The HDR being a very light one pass. It's a 7.9. So keep that in mind if you are wanting to buy this and add this to your collection. Keep in mind you're probably going to want to keep your Blu-ray. I am. I'm keeping it for the colorized version. I like the option. If I wanted to watch it on the colorized version, I have that available on Blu-ray. Still just makes no sense why they didn't include it at least on the Blu-ray in this, especially because they already had done the work on the previous Blu-ray. But they didn't, so in that case, because I want to have all the options available, I gotta keep this, and I'll watch the black and white version on this, understanding the things that they did that I just felt like could have been worked on better by Universal. make sure to start the conversation in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on this film. Let me know how excited you are for it. I do think White Christmas really needs to be on 4K Ultra HD, and I am hoping Paramount Studios is working on that. Hopefully by next year we get that. Though I am hoping they do a much better job than Universal did with Holiday Inn, because like I said, it's underwhelming. It's just not amazing. It's just an okay release. If you decide you want to pick up and buy Holiday Inn on 4K Ultra HD, or if you want to buy that previous Blu-ray release, I'll put both links down in the description section and as a pinned comment in the comment section below. It is really, as far as a film goes, a great musical and just got a great feeling. If you've seen White Christmas, you really need to see Holiday Inn. Bing Crosby's great in it, Fred Astaire's great in it, the musical numbers behind it, the Christmas music, the overall theme of helping each other out and sticking behind those that are your friends or family and helping others out even if it costs you something is always a theme I really appreciated out of Holiday Inn and White Christmas. And that's something that makes it a really great Christmas classic. So if you haven't checked out the film, you might want to check it out on the Blu-ray because it's less expensive, or if you want it in the absolute best quality, again, just minimal upgrades, get it on the 4K Ultra HD. The price isn't bad for the 4K, and maybe that's why Universal knew that when they released it around that $20 price mark, is they kind of maybe knew that they hadn't done as much work for it, and that's kind of indicative of the price. But if you do decide to pick it up, I put those links down there below. Make sure to click through those. Those do help to support this YouTube channel just a little bit, and they never cost you even a penny extra. If you enjoy all the hard work and time I put into all of these reviews and testing all of these out for you, make sure to join my Collector's VIP Club. It costs you less than a couple of dollars each month, less than the price of a cup of coffee, but that drastically makes a difference in the creation of these videos. That's how I can spend all this time working full-time to create all this content that all of you enjoy watching. So make sure to join my Collector's VIP Club or give a super thanks through the super thanks button down below. It's just like a tip. You can give $1, $2, whatever you can afford. That goes back into the creation of these videos and helps to support this YouTube channel as well. And it's very important to the creation of these videos and for me to keep creating this content. Don't forget to give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. I hope you really enjoyed this one. I really had fun doing all these Christmas movies, and I did all of them for all of you. There isn't one of these that I skipped over. I covered every single one of these for all of you. If you haven't checked out those other videos, all of them are available on my YouTube channel to dive into and watch to determine what of these you should buy and what of these you should skip. As always, I hope all of you have a blessed day. I've always got something new and exciting coming out very soon.